Picture this. Sarah Mitchell is 29 years old, sitting on the floor of her Austin apartment at 11:40 at night. Calculator app open, rent renewal notice in her lap. $1,400 a month, jumping to $1,800 in 60 days. Her chest feels tight. She's repeated the same sentence to herself for 6 years. I'm just throwing this money away. Tonight, she believes it more than ever. Her mother's voice is in her head too, the one that asks every Thanksgiving when she's finally going to stop paying someone else's mortgage. Her college roommate just posted a photo in front of a farmhouse-style front door in Round Rock, captioned "Homeowner Era." Sarah feels behind. Feels like a woman standing still while everyone else's life moves forward. So she does what almost every 29-year-old in America eventually does. She closes the rental listings and opens a mortgage calculator instead. For minutes later, the bank says yes. She qualifies for a $425,000 house. Her excitement says yes too. Nobody in that moment asks the one question that could save her $200,000. Are you sure renting was ever the mistake here? Let's do the math. Nobody shows Sarah before she signs anything. 20% down on that house is $85,000, gone from her savings in one afternoon. The remaining loan, $340,000 at 6.75%, a completely normal rate in this market. Her mortgage payment alone, $2,205 a month. Add Texas property tax, some of the highest in the country, $673. Add homeowners insurance in a state battered by hail and hurricanes, another $175. Add the maintenance nobody budgets for, the roof, the water heater, the AC unit that dies every July, $354 a month. Then add the number almost nobody mentions at closing, 2 to 5% of the purchase price in closing costs alone, roughly $12,000, gone before she's even unpacked a single box. Total real cost of owning, $3,407 every single month. Her old rent was $1,750. She just added nearly $2,000 a month to her life to stop wasting money. Now here's the number that should be illegal to leave out of every renting is throwing money away video on this platform. Say Sarah keeps renting, keeps that $1,750 a month, and invests the difference instead. The gap between owning and renting in her exact situation is $1,657 a month. Not spent on vacations, not upgraded to a nicer apartment, invested into a plain low-cost index fund, averaging 7% a year, a conservative number for a 30-year stretch of American market history. Run that out to 30 years. $1,657 a month, compounding quietly in the background of an ordinary life. The total, just over $2 million. $2,021,000 sitting in an account. Liquid. Hers. No roof to fix. No 6% realtor cut waiting to eat at the moment she needs the money. But that's not even the number that should keep Sarah up at night. That $85,000 down payment, the one she's about to hand over in a single wire transfer, is money too. Money that could have gone into the same index fund on day one instead of into a bank's closing package. Run $85,000 at 7% for 30 years, untouched, no additions, nothing. It becomes $647,000 on its own before she's invested a single extra dollar of the monthly gap. That's the real cost of down payment. It's not $85,000. It's the $647,000 that money could have quietly become while she slept. And homeownership has its own quiet trap hiding underneath the equity story. In year one, a 30-year loan, almost none of her payment touches the actual balance. Run the amortization schedule, and after 5 full years of paying $2,205 a month, Sarah has sent the bank $132,000. Her loan balance has dropped by only $20,800. The other $111,000? Interest. Not hers. Never was. And if life happens in those 5 years, a layoff, a breakup, a parent who gets sick, she owes a realtor 6% of the sale price walking out the door, another $25,000 minimum. She could exit that house after 5 years of building equity with less cash than if she'd never bought it. So does the homeowner still win in the end? If Sarah never moves for 30 years, the house is fully paid off, an asset, no rent, no mortgage. If Austin appreciates at a historically reasonable 4% a year, that $425,000 house could be worth close to $1.4 million. That sounds like the winning number until you remember something simple. You cannot spend a house. You can't buy groceries with a kitchen. To access that value, she has to sell it, pay the realtor, maybe pay capital gains, and then go find somewhere else to live in a market that appreciated right alongside her. The house was never cash. It was always just a house. Here's the twist: almost nobody accounts for on either side of this argument. Rent doesn't stay 1750. History says rent climbs roughly 3 to 3.5% a year. Run that forward 30 years, and that same apartment could cost Sarah over $4,000 a month by the time she's 59. Meanwhile, her mortgage, if she'd bought, stays frozen near 20 to 100 the entire time, untouched by inflation, untouched by her landlord's mood. This is the part that actually complicates the story, because it means the renting math only wins if she actually invests the difference every month without fail for 30 straight years. Not most months. Not the years she got a raise and it disappeared into merch and a nicer apartment finish. Every month. That discipline is the real product being sold here, not the house and not the stock market. This is where most videos stop the math and declare a winner. And that's exactly where they lie to you. Because real life isn't 30 years of nothing happening. Sarah doesn't know if she's still in Austin in 3 decades. Careers move. Relationships end. Cities change. That's the real trap hiding under. Renting is throwing money away. It assumes a stability most people in their 20s and 30s simply don't have yet. Buying too early doesn't just risk her savings, it risks her flexibility, the one asset she can never buy back once it's gone. But if Sarah genuinely plans to stay put for 15, 20, 30 years, the math slowly tilts the other way, because her mortgage stays fixed while rent never does. Her payment holds near $2,200 a month for 3 decades, while her old apartment eventually costs $5,000 for the same square footage. Sarah's real mistake was never renting for 6 years. Her real mistake would have been buying out of guilt, out of a sentence she heard at family dinner, without ever calculating what $453,000 in lifetime interest costs a 29-year-old's future. Money doesn't care about guilt. It only does math. And the real question was never rent versus buy. It was always, how long are you staying? And what is your money doing every single month while you decide? So here's what I want you to argue about below. If renting for 10 more years while investing the difference could realistically leave you wealthier than buying today, would you still buy the house anyway, just to finally feel like it's yours? Tell me your number, and tell me exactly why.